Understanding school enrollment.
The United States education system currently serves an estimated 55 million pre-K-12 students. However, driven by a decade-long decline in domestic birth rates, the system is entering a period of long-term enrollment contraction. Traditional public schools no longer hold a monopoly on student enrollment. Families are actively migrating toward a decentralized marketplace of charter schools, private programs, and hybrid learning environments. This combination of shrinking student cohorts and increased educational choice is forcing districts to reevaluate their operational and infrastructure budgeting and funding initiatives. Traditional public school enrollment dropped from 50.8 million to 49.6 million students between fall 2019 and 2022. Meanwhile, alternative school sectors are stable or growing. Private school enrollment stands at 5.85 million students, while public charter schools serve another 3.9 million. The public school enrollment loss is heavily concentrated in the younger grades. Pre-K through 8th grade enrollment has fallen by 4%, while high school enrollment saw a slight 2% increase over the same period. Looking at racial and ethnic composition, this donut chart breaks down the 2022 public student body. 44.5% white, 29% Hispanic, 14.9% Black, 5.5% Asian, 5.9% identifying as two or more races. The data shows traditional public school districts are now serving a noticeably smaller majority-minority population than they did a decade ago. This remaining public school population requires a higher concentration of economic support under current education policy, as 53.3% of all students now qualify for free or reduced-price lunch and associated other Title I free or reduced-cost services. Additionally, over 8 million students, over 15% of total enrollment, require special education and related services under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. These two demographics frequently overlap. Nearly half of the students receiving disability services attend Title I schools, which are designated for low-income populations. The U.S. public education system operates roughly 13,000 school districts with over 90,000 regular public school buildings. Because public funding is tied to headcounts, student attrition compounds into a financial crisis. For example, in Chelsea, Massachusetts, each student brings to the district $19,000 of state funding. That amount is cut with each reduction in enrollment. When school enrollment drops, overhead still has to be paid in the short run. Resulting budget shortfalls then threaten core student-directed educational services. The U.S. public education system has historically operated on the assumption that enrollment growth is perpetual. That assumption no longer holds true. Schools now must adapt to the reality of structural contraction. To that end, district leaders are forced to consolidate underutilized facilities, optimize staffing, and aggressively reallocate existing resources. School policymakers and administrators are challenged to deliver on three fronts: effectively compete for students in an environment with expanding school choice, respond to shrinking student cohorts and the associated reductions in funding, and fund the increasing costs associated with a growing percentage of students qualifying for need-based services. We will discuss these issues more in upcoming conversations.
Thank you for watching, and we look forward to having you join in our discussions.